The thing about getting booted out of Germany is that's supposed to be scary. That's supposed to be a deathly terrifying thing for people. But for me, it's actually not. So with all this confusion and you know, all the problems that are going on, and with the United States doing their new travel, issuing their new travel, not travel bans, but their new travel advisories and stuff like that, and holding up people from other countries for whatever reason, even locking some folks up for whatever reason. This is to include a few Germans that, you know, I'll speak specifically on Germans because I live in Germany, and so I hear the pushback on that situation as it happened. But with America doing all that stuff, and it's applying to, at this point, more and more countries, like every day, you know, it seems like every week at least, new countries are added, and their home countries telling them to be advised or even not to travel to the US because of the US's new travel advisories. With them holding up those Germans, there's talks that, you know, Germany could possibly start pushing once again for America to be removed, or for America to leave their country. If y'all have been following the channel, you'd know this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because there might be people who aren't, you know, familiar with the channel. It might be brand new here. I actually live in Germany, but I work for the Department of Defense for the United States now. It's, you know, I've had this job for what, 4 or 5 months now. I've made it my new kind of business partner to get me where I want to be at in a few years. And so, you know, I've chosen to do this thing. Whole story, go on the channel and find the video. If I remember, I'll put it up top here. But with them doing that to the Germans, people are now in talks of possibly the Germans, I don't want to even say, they were thinking retaliation. But I don't know that it would be a retaliation because, truth be told, many Germans, I don't know if it was like a main thing amongst people in the government and the German government or anything like that, but Germans have been wanting Americans in the US to leave their country kind of for a while. Made a video on that too. And so people are afraid that that Germany may now revisit this idea and be once again seeking to remove Americans from their country. Now, the reason this hits hard for a lot of people is because a lot of their livelihood rests on this, as kind of does mine. But I, as I always say, I have contingency plans all the time, number one. Number two, I welcome, and I'm gonna talk more about this point, I kind of welcome a little bit of monkey wrench thrown into my machine. I'll get back to that though. But a lot of people fear this happening because their livelihoods are here. You know, people have bought homes, and you know, their kids go to school, and you know, they just have roots here because they, you know, for whatever reason. But I want to assume that most of them love the country and like living in the country, and they're not just stuck here because of their job. But while I'm listening to people talk about this, some people are just worried. Some people are just worried. Some people don't have a place to go to if they were booted out of here. And some people, this is all they know. And then there's, you know, the people that are here with obligations, by obligation. So a lot of people are just worried. But me, I'm actually not worried. And so let me circle back to what I was saying about I welcome a little bit of monkey wrench thrown into my machine. I've been stagnant for a while. I've talked about this to people who are close to me, so that, you know, that they know. I've been stagnant for a while and just not stimulated for a long time. And I've gotten to the point where I feel like it's just, I don't know. I'm no longer in the honeymoon stage of living abroad. Because I'm not going to put this all on Germany. I'm not going to say it's a Germany thing, because I don't know that it is. I'm no longer in the honeymoon phase of living abroad. Now I'm in the phase of just pure discovery and enjoyment, like and seeking a kind of a, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I'm just over the honeymoon phase. I'm past that part. So nothing is, I don't overlook things. I don't overlook things that I shouldn't overlook. I don't look past things that I shouldn't look past. You know, I noticed everything, good and bad, now, and I recognize those things. I call out those things. Like, I'm not all super excited like when people are first moving abroad. It's just no longer me. And for a number of years now, it's just felt kind of stale to me being here. So I kind of attribute that to I'm just not being stimulated enough anymore. When you're new, there's so much to discover. There's so much to see, so much to just so much to discover, right? And I do realize that there's still a lot that I can discover right now, but I need more. I need more. So why am I not worried if I get booted out of here? Because that would be my more. That would be what gives me stimulation, the stimulation that I need, a challenge. It would challenge me, right? My internal self, whenever I hear people talking, it's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm worried. I don't want that to happen. I'm just all like, man, it would be so challenging to just be able to figure that out once again. You know, it was a challenge to figure it out the first time, leaving the US and coming to here to Germany. That was a challenge, and it was a fun one. I accepted it. I accepted a challenge, accepted it. You know? So give me a reason, basically. It's just what I, say to the people I talk to here. Like, give me a reason. That's all I need, is a reason. And I'll figure it out. You know, I will figure it out. And being that I've been so bored and stagnant, like, damn, give me something to figure out then. You know, so I'm talking to the universe, talking to life. You know, give me something to figure out then. If that's the way it needs to be for me to be stimulated and feel fulfilled, then bring it. You know, but not everybody's gonna feel like that, and I don't say a lot of things out loud because not everybody has that in them, right? A lot of people love to just rest in comfort and just stay in comfort right where they're at and let things be, leave things where they're at. And every day I'm slowly discovering that sometimes I need a little bit of something to shake things up for me. So yeah, if the Germans consider booting the Americans out of here and taking the U.S. military out, and I no longer have a job with them, that gives me something to figure out. And would I be headed to Scandinavia? Or will I just chill around here and try to get the residency again? Who knows? But yeah, that's the end of that. Let's go home.